In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 NFL games happening on August 9th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Tennessee Titans versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tennessee Titans and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are lining up for their Week 1 NFL preseason clash out at Raymond James Stadium this Saturday. Games like this always kick off the exhibition slate with a mix of fresh energy and careful tweaks as teams ease back into the swing of things without pushing too hard right away. It's going to be worth watching how the Titans juggle handing snaps to their new guys while keeping everyone healthy and avoiding any setbacks. But at the end of the day, these matchups often come down to straight up which side has the stronger overall group and more reliable depth lurking on the bench, especially once the main starters start peeling off to the sidelines for the rest of preseason. When you stack them up head-to-head, the Bucs just look like they've got the edge in that department, with more solid options ready to step in. Bottom line, it feels like the books have it backward on who's really got the upper hand here. As our first pick for this matchup, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Bucs can light up the scoreboard when their offense is clicking, no doubt, but don't expect to see that full firepower on display in this one, since it'll mostly be without their top unit calling the shots. Instead, a couple of backup quarterbacks are set to take the reins, and you're probably not going to spot many, if any, of the big-name starters logging real time out there. Over on the Titans side, they'll mix in a few of their regulars, but that whole attack is still sorting itself out and finding its footing. Ward's stepping into his very first NFL action ever, so count on some rookie slip-ups along the way, and he might not even stick around for more than a drive or two before they pull him. When it's mostly reserves out there slinging it around, and these aren't the types known for big fireworks, the whole thing should settle in nice and low, keeping things under that posted total. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas City Chiefs versus Arizona Cardinals. It's officially Week 1 of the NFL preseason, and the defending American Football Conference champion Kansas City Chiefs are heading out to Glendale to take on the Arizona Cardinals over at State Farm Stadium. These early exhibition games mark the start of teams shaking off the dust from the offseason, testing new lineups, and giving everyone a taste of live action before the regular season ramps up. Preseason matchups can be tricky to call sometimes, with all the variables like who plays and for how long, but I'm leaning toward the Cardinals stepping up and covering against the Chiefs this Saturday, since they'll be starting Kyler Murray and the rest of their key guys. Kansas City has a habit of coming out flat in these August tilts, dropping their last 3 preseason openers going all the way back to 2022. They even finished 0-3 overall in the preseason leading into the 2024 campaign. On the flip side, the Cardinals wrapped up strong last year, going 8-1 against the spread in their final 9 regular season games and 5-1 in their last 6 at home. Meanwhile, the Chiefs have struggled lately, sitting at just 4-10 against the spread over their past 14 games. Factor in Kansas City probably being without a couple of their top wideouts, plus Mahomes likely seeing only limited snaps if he suits up at all. And Arizona's got a solid shot to burst out strong and grab a win right there in front of their home crowd. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Cardinals to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. This total seems a touch on the low side considering the way both squads are lining up for the game. Starters are set to get some legitimate run, and with seasoned quarterbacks like Murray, Brissett, Mahomes, and Minshew all potentially in the rotation, we might see the scoreboard light up quick, particularly early on before the backups take over. Arizona's defense has made some strides, but they're still ironing out the kinks, while Kansas City is breaking in fresh faces along the offensive line and on the defensive side. All that adds up to plenty of chances for big plays and some defensive slips, enough to drive the final score past that posted number without much trouble. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Jets versus Green Bay Packers. Week 1 of the NFL preseason keeps rolling with the New York Jets squaring off against the Green Bay Packers out at Lambeau Field in Green Bay this Saturday night. Aaron Glenn, stepping in as the Jets head coach for his first year, made it clear that his starters are going to get some run, though he kept the details pretty close to the vest. Over on the Packers side, Matt LaFleur didn't commit one way or the other about his main guys, but it seems likely they'll hit the field for at least a quick stint to shake things loose. No matter how it shakes out with the lineups, I'm calling it for Green Bay to pull out the win and cover the spread in this Jets-Packers tilt. Even in these exhibition games, the Packers ought to have a bit of fire to put on a decent show for their home crowd. Hands down some of the most loyal fans in the league. They've kicked off the preseason strong lately, taking their last 2 openers with wins like 23-10 over Cleveland last year and a 36-19 rout of Cincinnati the year prior. Green Bay only hosted one preseason game last season and crushed Baltimore 30-7 in it. Plus, back in 2022, they handled their home opener 20-10 against New Orleans. On top of that, the Packers just flat out have the stronger team from top to bottom, with better reserves ready to step up when it counts. As our first pick for this matchup, the Green Bay Packers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Neither side is geared up to rack up a ton of points here, and with all those question marks on the injury lists, don't bank on seeing a bunch of starters even dressing for the game. Glenn's got that defensive edge as a coach, and the Jets are all about pounding the rock as their core style, so you won't see the ball flying through the air much. The Packers already have a good sense of their roster, so they're not heading in with plans to drop 20 or more points anyway. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Denver Broncos versus San Francisco 49ers. As the NFL offseason slips away into the past, we're diving right into the first week of the 2025 preseason with this cross-conference showdown where the Denver Broncos head out to tangle with the San Francisco 49ers right there in the heart of the Bay Area this Saturday night. It's that time when teams start shaking off the rust, testing new combos, and getting a feel for the rhythm before the real battles begin, all under those bright lights that make these early games feel alive even if the stakes aren't sky high yet. San Francisco's got the home field edge, but they're smack in the middle of tweaking and rebuilding things at this point. They've brought in a bunch of fresh faces for the 49ers, mixing in a lot of young talent that still needs time to mesh and find their groove, which means there's no shortage of adjustments ahead. Meanwhile, Denver's riding a wave of stability with what they've got, and Sean Payton has already laid it out that his main guys are going to log some snaps in this one to keep things sharp. The Broncos locked down the 3rd spot in the league for scoring defense last year, shutting down opponents left and right, while San Francisco lagged way back at 29th in that same category, struggling to keep points off the board. With the 49ers still piecing their group together right now, and probably holding back their big names to avoid any risks, I'd hand the clear edge to the Broncos in how this plays out. San Francisco's top priority, even when it comes to their reserves, has to be keeping everyone in one piece, especially after all the bumps and bruises that piled up on this squad over the past year or thereabouts. In my view, Denver holds the stronger cards when it comes to solid backups and overall depth that'll be eating up most of the minutes in this matchup. As our first pick for this matchup, the Denver Broncos to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams stacked up well in a handful of crucial defensive stats, landing in the top 10 for things like yards given up per game on average, which means they've got the chops to clamp down hard on whatever the other side tries to throw at them and really stifle any big offensive pushes. The 49ers managed to bottle up the New Orleans Saints to just 10 points in their most recent preseason outing on home turf, showing they can dial in and make life tough for visitors when it counts. The last time these two locked horns, the game stayed well below the total, wrapping up with a slim 21 points combined once the clock hit 0. Denver, sitting pretty at 3rd in the NFL for fewest points allowed per game on average, dipped under the total in each of their last 2 outings of the season, leaning on that stingy defense to keep scores in check. All indicators are steering toward a game that doesn't explode with points, setting up for a tighter, lower output battle out in Santa Clara come Saturday night. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.